The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Welcome to today's Gold Group webinar with your host, Willie Miranda.
Hey Gold members, good afternoon here in upstate New York and actually in California as well. So just after the 1 o'clock hour out there and 4 o'clock Eastern here in upstate New York. Beautiful day and had a great weekend this weekend and just wanted to catch you guys up on a couple different things going on here. We are in full swing in our office. I think I mentioned a couple weeks ago we had just got our CO to get in, and it's been great getting into our new space. Still don't have everything as far as pictures and that type of stuff hung up yet, but business is running and things have been really busy for us. So that's been great. We also had a couple different things. You guys know we do a lot of stuff with the community, and that's one of the big takeaways that I know a lot of you have picked up over the years is that it's not all about just, cold calling, not cold calling, but, following up on these leads and just, hammering away. You got to be involved in your community in order to be a top agent, in order to be a recognized agent, and also to get a lot of repeat and referral business. So we do a lot of different things for the community. And last week we had this event for WERC, which is WERC, which is Women's Employee Resource Center. And basically the way it's set up, and I was an original founder on the board 7 years ago when we started it. There's a lot of women that are out there that want to get back into the workforce. Maybe they were home for 15 or 20 years raising their family, or maybe they were out for an illness and coming back into the workforce. And this organization is a non-for-profit and helps them raise money for these people or these women to get back into the workforce. So a lot of them might not have clothes, they might not have computers, they might not have the skills needed to work on the computers. So that's what they really focus on. It's a great organization. So every year we've donated usually an iPad or a giveaway so we can collect a lot of raffles. We donate our truck, as you see here on the screen. And there's myself, my daughter Julia, Tina, my office manager, one of my agents, Melissa, my brother, and one of the workers there at the event. But just a picture of us there. And every year it keeps growing and growing. This year we raised over $12,000 for work. But we also had this truck filled with shoes, clothing, pocketbooks, briefcase, you name it, anything that a woman needs, and shoes galore, that needs to go back into the workforce, and it's been really great. So we had that, and that was just back June 13th. We had that event. This is my daughter Christine. She ran her first half marathon, 2 hours and 22 minutes, which her goal was to get it under 2.5, and there's her and her friends here below, and we were able to spend some time over in Lake Placid this past weekend. And why this is so meaningful for me, a couple different things as to why it is. First, and she is going to college next month. She's going to be going to Bentley up in Boston. So that's going to be half of the empty nest for my wife and I. But also 18 months ago, some of you may or may not know, but Christine was very sick. She was in the Children's Hospital, and she was in there for about 10 days. She had some different issues with her heart and some irregulation that she had going on, and she was in there for 10 days and lost a lot of weight and wasn't feeling good at all. And we were sitting there and we were writing the goals out. It was in December. It was a couple weeks before Christmas, and her and I actually sat down and just started, let's start thinking about the negative stuff going on here in the hospital, and whether or not you'd be able to play soccer and different things, because they didn't really know what was going on with her. And we just started writing goals out, just started thinking positive. And one of the things that she said, she goes, Dad, I always wanted to run a marathon. I go, wow, 26.2 miles. And she's like, well, I think I start with a half and then maybe eventually do a marathon. She goes, but I really like to do that. I said, all right, well, let's write it down on paper and make it happen. And based on her doctors and the cardiologists and everything, they said, you really don't want to push it too soon. So we made a goal and we threw it out there. And her goal was to do it before she went to college, that she would run it. So that was last weekend, and it was a very good place here up in Lake Placid that we were able to go to. But very proud of her. So Proud Daddy is announcing it here. But I know some of you knew that she was running that race, because I've talked to some of you one-on-one, and I wanted to give you an update with that. So everything's going well there. Her health is fine, no issues, and things are good. So that's a quick update on what's going on in the Miranda household, and wanted to let you know this past week I had the opportunity to get our business mixer going. And 2 weeks ago when we had our call, I mentioned to you that we were going to have our business mixer that we had that came up on when was it? It was on, yeah, it was last week that we had it, and it was an event for our vendors. Every year we do a business vendor mixer where we want to invite all of our vendors to this event. And what they do is they'll come in and they'll really meet and greet. You know, we do a meet and greet with them up front. We'll go ahead and exchange business cards. We'll do raffles. We'll do some kind of icebreaker type games. And I've talked about this on our referral agent machine product that we have, and I'll give you access to that again if you don't have it. You can watch the actual webinar in its entirety, where I actually interview one of my local broker friends, Dawn McCurdy, on how she does hers. And actually, she had hers on Tuesday night, this past Tuesday, and I went down to hers, and mine was the week before. But why this is important and why you want to be able to get this set up for yourselves on the business networking is that you want to target business vendors, right? You want to go after people that have businesses in your community that you can go and talk to and be able to receive repeat and referral business with, and really be the hub for your clients. You want to create this vendor directory, because this directory, think about it, every time you sell a house or you have a seller that lists with you, there's usually anywhere between 30 to 40 different vendors that you can use, whether it be a painter, roofer, plumber, contractor, whatever it may be, that could be involved. You know, I just referred my plumber today to someone that needed something on some pipes that they had in a house that they bought 2 years ago from us. And he was at the business event last week, and I was able to, have it fresh in my mind, top of mind, and be able to refer that over to him. So I wanted to show you a little bit about that and how this past one went and why it's so important for you to have it. And like I said, I'm going to give you access to the referral agent machine so you can go into Module 4 and be able to listen to that. But, and I'm going to go over with you step by step on the business mixers as to how to set that up properly. It's not that hard to do. You could set something up in 4 or 5 weeks and get it out there, and I don't care if 10 people show up or if you have 100 people that show up. It doesn't really matter. The fact that you actually do it is what's most important. So moving over, and I know my screen, I'm at my computer in my office, so this is kind of backwards, but you can see all the slides here. Talking again, why is it so important? The first reason is because business owners produce a much higher quality referral on a personal and professional level, right? These guys are hopefully successful in business or have been in business for a long time. Most of the business owners that I see in that profession, most of their business comes from repeat and referral business, right? It's word of mouth. And they understand why word of mouth is very important. So that's the one. It's going to definitely give you, hopefully, a much higher quality referral if they're referring like kind individuals like themselves. Number two, the average sales price and commissions are usually higher. And I do see that. A lot of times with their own personal properties, we had one 2 weeks ago, it was $525,000, not a big deal, but our average sales price here is $200,000. And I know for some of you in California, I think about some of the average sales prices out there are crazy, but here in upstate New York, $200,000 is about the average. So to be able to receive a $525,000 referral on one of our business partners is a big deal. And you're going to get, obviously, with bigger sales commissions or bigger sales price, you're going to get higher sales commissions. And the number three is much easier to communicate with these vendors, basically, and also teaching them about or talking to them about repeat and referral business, more so than, say, a W-2 employee, because they live and die off their referrals, so they understand it. And they know that, if we do a good job for their client, they're going to give us referrals, and vice versa, we're going to give them referrals as well. So a lot of times when I'm meeting with coaching members, they'll say, well, Willie, how do I set this up? How do I start this business mixer, and how do I get the ball rolling with this to get my own directory going? And I show them this. I showed them this this little chart here, which you'll have access to at the end of the call, so you don't have to go crazy jotting everything down. But you want to start with name, phone number, address. You can even add another column on here, email address, and just start going through and think about the people that you do business with on a day-to-day basis. Mortgage lenders, title reps, right? Home inspectors. I'm not going to read every one on here, but think about all the different people involved in the real estate transaction. Junk removal, this is a good one on the bottom here. this guy Lance's junk removal. I just met this guy about a month ago, and he came to the event. He brought his manager with him. They came to the event, but he's already given us 2 referrals. He's going out there doing estate cleanouts, cleaning out these estates. He's got a really good tie-in with the attorneys. They call him. He guts the house out, cleans it all out, and in the meantime, he's in touch with the executor of the estate. And then the executor of estate, most of the time, I would say, seems recently, a lot of the executors are out of state or not in the area, and they're just hiring these people over the phone. And the attorneys are referring the junk people to them, and then we're picking up the sale that way. So far, so good. We've had a good relationship with him. He wants to earn our business. There's another company called 1-800-GOT-JUNK that we use also, that I've known for the owner there for a long time. So it doesn't hurt to have 2 junk people, collectors, doing it. So it's a great business, and definitely we're getting referrals from it, and that's just one idea. I would have never thought that would have been a big hit that way. My carpet cleaner, I mean, I tell the story over and over again, but I've received over 5 referrals in the last 18 months for my carpet cleaner. But I've given him probably over 20 jobs for cleaning carpets. Every time I go to list a house, it's pretty much, if there's 1 or 2 rooms that I see that needs it, I'll tell, why don't you give this guy a call? Jim will come over, he'll take care of everything for you, give you a good rate. And they do. My power washer, my landscaper. These are all people that are involved in a real estate transaction. And if you make it like this is a club that they belong to, and you're the leader of that club, you guys are going to get the business and get the referrals like I have over the years. So everyone wants to be a part of this club. And I'm going to share with you some pictures to show you what the club looks like. But this chart here is available for you to be able to get. This is just a copy of my business directory. You can get it in paper format. I mean, you could do it in a Word document. Right now, we're getting rid of this paper format because it becomes obsolete, and sometimes the phone number's not working or cell numbers don't work. So we've been doing it all online, and I'll show you where that is on my website in a few minutes. So let me share with you some pictures. So we had this event, and let me move it over here. I have it in my Dropbox here. We had this event, and we had it at a place called Wolf's 111. So it's in Albany. It's a nice area. This is the back room. As you can see, they had a drop-down screen, and we had people when they came in. This is the doorway here when they came in. They checked in. They put their business cards in a bowl, and they walked around, and we had appetizers that we had. So I had a cash bar. I did charge them $10 to join the event if they wanted to come. It cost about $20 a head to do it at this place, but I had my lender and my attorney sponsored the event, so we just made it really cheap. They had to have skin in the game. $10 to come to the event, and they could be part of our directory and part of our little club here. These are some of my agents at the event. There's my brother Brian and one of my other agents, and we just took pictures. People came in, said hello, and there's my lender and my attorney there, Paul Knapp. And these are just kind of people as they were coming in. As you saw, they come in there, and there's the screen that we have to show them our website. So I just flicked through some of these pictures right there. We got a little stand here. If you notice here, this was a little giveaway that we had, a $100 gift card to a really upscale restaurant that was donated, so we were able to use that. Had some golf balls here. And then we did a 50-50 also, raising money for the Children's Hospital. And the person who won, I think it was $160 back to the winner, and he donated it all back to the Children's Hospital. But again, there's my staff there checking people in. They're filling out information for the business directory. Starting to get a little bit busier as time goes on. Everyone's shaking hands, kissing babies. They have their little name tags that they have on. But now at this point, what I'm doing is I'm introducing people, and already ahead of time thinking about, who I want talking to who, right? So there's a couple people that I knew were in the landscaping business, and there was another person that was a stager, and I wanted to hook these guys up and talk to them. This is the furniture guy that did all our furnishing for our office. We were able to connect him with some higher, this other guy that I know that has a lot of office space, does a lot of commercial space, and he was there, and they met and they talked, and hopefully they're going to be doing some business as well. So again, we had some food. You can see some appetizers. They just basically like a buffet type style, cheese and crackers, and they had fruits, vegetables. They had hot foods in there. some hors d'oeuvres there. We provided the hors d'oeuvres, but it was a cash bar, so they had to pay. So I had my website up on here, and the website was on there because when I came up and spoke, I wanted to show them all about what it's about, because most of them were in there, and there's me talking there. Most of them were there already or in the directory, but there was a lot of new people that were not there in the directory, and I wanted to show them exactly what it was about, so they understood that being in that directory is not a right. In other words, it's not something that just because you came to the event or just because we know you or whatever that you're going to be in there. You had to have been referred in there, or you had to be had done business with either one of my agents or myself and did a good job that we felt strong enough that we were going to be able to refer you to our clients. So on my website, there's a tab here that says Business Directory, and all their information is online there. So they have, my accountants are on there, appraisal people are on there, auto repair, bath and kitchens. There's a few different people on there. So the list goes on, but we have probably about 150 different people that are on here. And it doesn't just have to be contractors for a real estate transaction. It could be, my massage therapist, chiropractic. Here's eye care. There's a few massage therapists on there. People in marketing. My locksmith is on there. Well, that's something that's on the real estate side of it. Life coach. These are different people that have come to us, either come to our golf event, come to our business directory event, and we put them in there so that people that are relocating to the area or anyone that buys a home from us, we're going to go ahead and give them access to this so that they can use us as the hub. We want to be able to provide names to people, just like my client did regarding the plumber that he needed today. All right, so how do you do this? And that's kind of the question that I hear from a lot of people. How do you set up these business mixers? You only need about 4 to 5 weeks prior to the business mixer to set it up. You want to definitely decide the potential dates and times of the mixer. We find that either like a Tuesday or Wednesday, Thursday evening are pretty good. You definitely don't want them on a Friday, on a weekend. Mondays are not that good. But Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays are pretty good. And establish a budget for yourself. So we had 75 people attend the event that came, and so 75 people, 20 is about $1,500 is what the budget was. We went ahead and gave them $10 a head, so it's $250 each. So my lender, my attorney, and myself, coughed up $250 each, and then the rest came from the people, and that's how we budgeted for the actual event. Choose your menu, right? Everyone has their own places that you can go to. It doesn't have to be sit-down dinner or anything like that. Just more like a buffet type, appetizer type is perfect. Reservations definitely you want to make beforehand, and that's what will give you committed. There's so many people that say to me, I want to do it, I want to do it, I want to do it, and they never get it done. And what I find that when you decide that you want to do it, pick a date 6-8 weeks into the future, on a Thursday or on a Tuesday or on a Wednesday night, and say, okay, from 5 to 7, that's the time we found was pretty good, from 5 to 7, we're going to hold this business mixer. I'm just going to invite everyone out, tell them it's a business card exchange, bring your business cards, come on out, and enjoy the event, and it works out really good. And on the pictures here that I was showing you before, when I was speaking on there, it wasn't that long of a period of time. I mean, basically, there's me speaking and basically letting them know that, hey, here's what our event is, and if you're not involved in our directory now, here's what it's all about. We want to make sure that we're able to give top quality people to our customers, and we're hoping that obviously the reason why you're here is because you've delivered great service to one of our customers or to one of our agents, and this is why you're here in this room. So we want to add you to our business directory, and being on this directory, like I said before, is not a privilege. Or a right, it's a privilege to be on there, and it's based on your performance. So I just go over a few minutes, but I also tell them that we also like referrals, and we want to get people to come back and refer us business, and we like to do business with people who do business with us. So this was a great opportunity for me to talk about also the golf tournament that we have, our 10th annual golf event that's coming up in September, and we were able to get a lot of sign-ups and sponsors at this event for that. Then I had my lender speak for a few minutes. He talked about the mortgages, but also, more importantly, talked about the relationship that we've had over the years. I want to say last year or the year before, they did $20 million of business just from our company alone. And it all started from him going to a business mixer originally, meeting us and just doing great service and giving great service to our clients and to our agents, and it just grew from that. So that was a great testimonial there. And also my attorney, Paul, he's not funny. He's got very dry jokes, but he's a great attorney and has done a lot of business with us as well. So he gave a testimonial to working with our group and how things have changed for himself and the type of business that he gets from us, which is higher quality clients as well. All right, so that's kind of going through and just finishing up on what I was talking about there. So back to this whole making a reservation and composing an agenda, and really the agenda is not that hard. I have a sample agenda on the website that you can take a look at, but it's basically just meet and greet, make sure everyone's happy, make sure everyone's getting what they need to do. I don't want to see someone eating by themselves or standing by themselves. I see that, either myself or one of my staff are automatically going to go up to them, talk to them, find out what they do, get their card from them, make sure that they're signed up, see if they want to buy a 50-50 raffle, but more importantly, they'll keep them warm until I can get to them. And then I already know usually the majority of the people in the room who I can hook them up with and talk and say, hey, Joan, why don't you come over here? I know you do, fine painting, or not the fine painting, but the design type decorative painting. Why don't I come over here and show you, have you meet one of our painters? This guy just goes in and paints. He doesn't do a lot of decorative type painting. And they hooked up, and they, by the end of the night, exchanging cards, and already had a couple deals that they were going to do together. So it's worked out really good. So generating your list, like I said, I gave you the actual list that you can go with to start, but think about all the people that are in your database that you've, basically haven't done or have done business with, or may have or own a business of some type. You want to add them into that. It's a great opportunity for you to touch base with them and make them feel part of your club. And you want to invite them to that mixer. We used Eventbrite is who we used, and that worked pretty good, I got to say. Eventbrite is free. You can get it. You can go on eventbrite.com, and it was free. We put all our information on there. It collected the money for us, shot us out a check at the end. They take a very small percentage of what that is. That's how they make their money. But it sends them an invitation. It emails it to them. They can we can use their merchant account. It's all done online. And you get a head count of who's coming, who's not. We'll send out another email, and also we have more people that signed up. So it's really great invite software on eventbrite.com. So once that is done, we want to follow up with these business owners with an email thanking them for coming. I'm sorry, this is still before. I'm getting ahead of myself here. Thank you for taking your call, but you want to make phone calls out to them. You want to let them know about the mixer, the date, time, location, because there's some people that I was surprised that said they didn't get the email from us, right? It must have went into their spam, or they deleted it by mistake. So you want to make sure that you call them to get them there as well. And then we just basically get, put our RSVPs, find out what we have. We call them, make sure that they bring their business cards, follow up with them to make sure by an email again. The day of the event, I send it to them. And a week before the event, I send them an email that basically says, hey, just want to remind you, our event's coming up next week, 5 to 7. Bring a friend, someone that's in the business as well that does like referrals, because we're really trying to hone down on that final number. And then the day of the business event, make sure you're on time. Obviously, get there early because guests do show up early. We were there an hour before the event, getting everything set up. I had some staff there to make sure that everyone gets checked off the list and that we're able to collect their business cards and give them their little tags and all that. But basically, it ran pretty smooth. 2 hours went by pretty quick, and everyone that was there, just thanked me for inviting them, shaking hands. They're very positive. They don't get to, go to events like that. And they were very happy to be invited and knew that they'd already either picked up some business or they would in the future. After the event, that Friday, so it was last Thursday that we had our event, so Friday morning, I met with my staff in the morning first thing at 9:15. We laid out all the business cards that we had, all the people that came, split up the list, and we made phone calls thanking those people for coming to the event and to the mixer. And I actually had my insurance ladies make some of the calls as well for people that were new to our directory, and they were able to call, do the same thing, thank him, and kind of switch the pitch a little bit and say, by the way, we also do insurance, and we can help you with that as well. And I think they picked up 7 quotes from that, or 10 quotes. I'm sorry, 10 quotes, and I know 7 of them were pretty good, and it looked like they were going to be right in business with. So that helped us on the insurance side. But you want to set up one-on-one meetings with them for the people that that are new to your directory. You want to meet them one-on-one, meet them for a cup of coffee, and just make a goal of doing 1 a week. Right? It doesn't have to be all done at once, but if you even put it out into advance, you could say, let's meet next week. Next meet 3 weeks from now. So next week I have 2 set up actually from the event, and one called me before I was able to call them. Like, they were that happy about being invited and wanted to do business with me. And the other one, believe it or not, is a real estate broker that called, that's looking to not do real estate brokeraging anymore. She wants to go on her own and bring her team over. And we had invited her to the event just to kind of check it out, kind of knowing that that's kind of direction it was going to go. But the follow-up calls are very important, and the one-on-one meetings are very important, because you want to get to know who they are, how they run their business, what's a good referral to them, and then you can also pitch your business to tell them, well, what's a good referral for you, and then leave it from there. Follow up with a personal note when you're done, let them know that it was great meeting them. But even all the people that were at the event, all of them got a personal note thanking them for coming to the event, and any of those pictures that you saw that we had of them was included in that. So we got that out by Monday of the following week, by the time it was all done. Now we're just adding those people back into our directory, updating our directory, making sure that they're all online, and then we'll do another email follow-up to them, sending them the link to where it is to make sure that it's okay, meets their satisfaction, and that we're not missing anything. And that's pretty much it. And then we just let them know that we're going to have another business mixer in the future. We add them to our newsletter, and the rest is history. So we will get, like I said, more and more referrals from this as the year goes on. And this is very easy to do. And this is something that you could set up as an additional pillar to your business. So I don't know if any of you have done this or have thought about doing this, but I'd love to get feedback from you. If you guys want to talk or chat into the question box, you can, to let me know if that's something that you've done, or if you want to do or thinking about doing and you want to hold yourself accountable. Definitely let me know, and I'll help you with whatever I can to make sure that you get it done and walk you through it as time goes on. But the main thing is just picking a date, making it happen, and you will definitely get it done that way. All right, let's bring it over to the referral agent machine, and some of you have access to it and some of you don't. I think I have to actually re-sign on to it. But if you go to www.referralagentmachine.com, because you're a gold member, I have given you free access to it. And the 4th module on here, number 4, is our bonus referral partner generator. So this is where I talk about how to prepare for it. I interview one of our brokers in town, Dawn McCurdy, and she talks about her business mixer and what she does. Like I said, hers was this past week. This is an old flyer from before, but this is the actual invite that she sends out to people. And she has it at a jewelry place, Glenn Peters Jewelers. It's a nice diamond center that they have. He actually provides all the hors d'oeuvres because he wants people in his store. So she had about 100 people at her event last Tuesday, and also invited to chamber. She's big into the chamber, so they made it like a chamber event as well. And this was on Tuesday night. But this was back a couple years ago, but she just had hers in June. But 5:30 to 7:30 is what her times were. So you can make them a little bit later if you want. But it just, again, the jeweler paid for everything. It didn't cost her anything to do this. All she did is organize it, invite people from her directory, invite people from her COI, different people that she knew, and invited them to this event. And, it's been turning, and she does one every year like clockwork, and people are telling her, when's the next one, when's the next one, when's the next one. And she's also gotten a lot of referrals from that. So the actual email that gets sent out, the invitation email, is on there as well that she uses. This is an older one that she had. Talks about the website, talks about the different things. She doesn't charge anything. We don't charge anything either to be in a directory, but she doesn't charge anything for the event as well because you know, she has a vendor that pays for it. But I did only because I want to make sure the people that are going have a little skin in the game, and it definitely gives our people that show up in the RSVP rate a lot higher by, you know, having them pay the $10. If they're going to pay the $10, they're more likely going to show up versus it being a free event. There's a little game activity that you can actually do, break the ice. So everyone gets a sheet, ready, set, go, and they go around the room and they talk, you know, who had a birthday in May, who speaks another language, who has a tattoo, who wears that. Now, we didn't do this time around, but this is something that Dawn does, and she talks about it on the actual webinar. If you want to kind of create that, this has been known to break the ice with people, so that it forces them to talk to other people. That's the whole thing. You want to force them to get out there and talk to other people. One idea that we picked up from this event that we're going to do next time, you guys heard of that speed dating. Well, we're going to do the network dating, which is basically just, you know, lining up however many people we have, 30 people one side of the room and 30 on the other, sitting across from each other, and then they're going to get like 2 minutes to go across and introduce themselves, what they do, kind of give them the elevator speech, exchange cards, and go to the next one. Some of the guys that have shown up to this event have been through that and said it's really good and it gets people interacting, and it's really worked well for them. So there's the information. It's on there, referralagentmachine.com. I'll type the username and password now on the screen so you have it, because I don't have it right here, and I know a lot of people have taken it down already and wanted to know exactly what it was. So the username to get onto that is capital URA and then lowercase member. Okay, that's the username, and then the password, I'll just put PW here for password, is capital P like Proctor and then lowercase ROMIR 2015. Okay, so if you want to go ahead and log on to that, you can, and you'll be able to get access to that product. It's about a $200 product. It's what we sell it for online, but because you're gold members, you know, I'll go ahead and give that to you for free. If you're interested in a hard copy version of it, that's $497. We can discount that too for gold members as well. So you get the hard copy, you get the DVDs, the CDs, and everything that goes with it. So referralagentmachine.com is the actual website, so that you can get access to this. All right, there it is. Okay, so we got a couple people on board here, and I'm going to kind of just pick on a couple people, and hopefully I can open your mics if you wouldn't mind. Just kind of give me a little background, get some feedback from you. But Dave, you're on top. I'm going to pick on you. Dave, you there? Dave Brown? Dave, you there? All right. Some of you guys don't have mics on, and that's why that happens. And if you could just throw it in the question box and type it on there. How about David Larson? David, can you hear me?
I'm here. Yeah.
Hey, David, have you ever done a business directory type exchange or been part of this, or have you ever seen this type of concept?
I have just seen it from you, Willie, and I am actually plotting how to maybe do one because it sounds like a great idea. I have a large group of vendors that I do shuffle a lot of business to, and rarely am I getting anything back, so I thought this would be a great way to encourage better behavior.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you know what? You'll be the hub of it, David. So, you know, like you said, you're giving them tons of business. And I tell them this, too. I said, guys, I give you guys a lot of business, and I don't mind doing that as long as you take care of them. I'm not looking for anything in return. I'm not going to charge you to be in directory. The only thing I've asked is that you give them great services. And if you want to give them a discount, you know, that'd be great. I'm not looking for any kickbacks or anything like that. Anything you would give to me, give to them. But vice versa, I like referrals also. And I like to do business with people that do business with me. So I really appreciate, you know, if you do come across, and then I'll give examples. Like, you know, I'll say, hey, Charlie or Jim over here, you know, he does carpets. And Jim and I have exchanged a lot of business back and forth, right, Jim? Yeah. And Jim, tell them how they do it. And I'll actually put Jim on the spot, give him the mic. And Jim will say, well, you know, I go in, I'm talking to people, and, you know, I get going on it. I'm a talker, and, you know, the next thing I go, you know, I'm into, you know, why you getting your carpets clean? And, oh, yeah, we're getting ready to put our house on the market. And he goes, that's my key to talking to them as to do they have a realtor to help them, and he has my cards in the trunk. But if not, he'll give the people the information or say, would it be okay if I had my realtor give you a call? And he'll give me a call and say, hey, call these people. They said it's okay. So those are the type of things that you'll run into, whether it be painting, roofing, all these different vendors on there. And you may only start, Dave, with a few people, but the list will grow and grow, and it's really easy to do. So when's the date? When do you think it was a good date for you to do it, Dave?
I got to look at my calendar right now. I'm thinking about where to have it, whether to spend some money myself or try and get some vendors involved. But it's a great idea.
Ideas are great, but you got to implement it. I know you will.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Right? So
yes, sir.
First thing you want to do is pick a date. Just pick a date, whatever, 8 weeks in advance or maybe sometime in August. Just pick a date, and then once you have the date, then you can go ahead and find event or establishment to have it at. And this was like a kind of a, you ever see those like Dave and Buster's or that type of a setup where it's kind of everyone kind of knows about it. They have all different finger foods that they have. They get separate rooms, stuff like that. Like you want to have it somewhere like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
People like that, they know where it is. It's somewhere local, and it works out really good. So, but getting a date first, then I get somewhere like that, and if it's $15 or $20 ahead, you get a vendor in place. And you just say, hey, I want to have you a sponsor, and I've given you a lot of business. I think we can get more business from these people. Get your name out there. They save a few minutes of what their business is about and the relationship that they have with you, and that's it. It's a 5-minute thing, but they're more than willing to do it if you're giving them the business.
It's a great idea.
All right, well, good stuff.
Thank you.
Thanks for the feedback, and shoot me an email and let me know when the date is. I'd love to help you with it.
Okay.
All right, thanks a lot, David.
Thank
you. Okay, how about Ernest? You there? Ernest?
Hello?
Hey, this is Willie Miranda. How you doing?
How you doing? I think I may have clicked the raise hand by accident.
That's okay. That's okay. I was asking a question. Actually, I just opened up your mic to...
Okay.
You weren't sleeping on me or anything, were you?
Not at all. I was doing stuff in the background while listening.
No problem. Hey, what's your concept or what's your thoughts on this? Have you ever seen this type of a concept with the business directory and also doing the event?
My brokerage hasn't done one, but one of the title companies, they do this type of stuff every once in a while.
Yeah. And do you see yourself doing it at all, or is this something that you think wouldn't work for you?
I think once my business gets a little bigger, I think it's something I would definitely look into.
Yeah. Well, one thing that's good about this is that, like I said, you take that list, you go through it, the list that I showed you before, documented all the different businesses that are out there.
Right.
And even if you just started with 5 people, 10 people, even if it's just over breakfast, right? You bring them in a room, you can have 5, 10 people. You could start that small. I have a coaching member, Andy, he's out of Massachusetts. He only had 7 people at his first event. He had a painter, he had a plumber, I think an electrician, a couple of people like that. He definitely had his lender there and his attorney,
right.
And an inspector too. He had that. So it was kind of like the dream team, right? It's what he called it. But you could start off that small and then just build from there. All right. So don't feel you need to be, have this huge event like I had. You could start very small and work it from there.
I think it's a great idea. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you for being on the call. No. How about my buddy Patrick? Patrick, you there? You guys, can you hear me, Patrick? Patrick? All right, we can't get Patrick on there. How about Ray? Ray on there? No, I don't think I can open up Ray's mic. Seems offline here. Okay. All right, well, I'll stop picking on you guys because I know some of you guys have mics and some of you don't. But I think the point is, and I really appreciate Ernest for being honest like that. A lot of us get that that thought in our mind, like it's got to be bigger than what we think it needs to be, and it really doesn't. Start it off small, work it up from there, but have one. Just have it and just build from there, and it'll be a great pillar for you. And I know David will. David's been in the program for a while and an implementer, and definitely will do it. His head's spinning, and I'm excited to hear what happens with that and how he does with it. But I'm sure any one of you that do try this, you will definitely walk away with some great referrals and some relationships, and that's what it's all about, just building your business that way. All right, so last thing on here, just to kind of go through the 6 steps. I'm always intrigued by talking to different people and coaching members about what they're doing in their business and what they're struggling with. And I know that in my office, and just talking with some of my agents, every once in a while they get a little off track, and sitting down with them and seeing what's working and what's not working. And most of you know, in the back of Craig's system, when he talks about the quantum leap system, there's really the 6 steps that we talk about. Running lead generators, making sure that you're using your websites and your hotlines to sift and sort your best clients. But number 3 here is the big one, the follow-up. And I'm seeing a lot of people getting a lot of leads now. It's a little different now. You're getting just email addresses that you're getting, and you're not really getting some of the good phone numbers that are out there. And talking with some of the coaching members and finding out what they're doing, some of them, I can't believe that they said they just, they'll send them a quick email and ask them for their phone number. If they don't respond, they just delete it. And they're wasting through a lot of leads, just wasting through a lot of leads. So, to combat this a little bit, what I've found is that if you take those and building your list, and that's really what it comes down to, building a really good list, you guys are getting pretty good email addresses. You might not be getting good phone numbers, but you're getting good email addresses. And the best way to keep up on these people and the best way to get them to know, like, and trust you is by reaching out to them and continually staying in front of them. Some of you use the drip campaign, like maybe put them on the Success website market newsletter that they send out. Some of you might, have a small campaign that you might put them on, and that's good. But I want to really introduce the use of video. Video email is very important. And one agent I was talking to, and he just completed the series of it. I know he's going to do a great job with it, where he put together 12 videos. And the 12 videos that he put together were only about 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes tops. And what he was doing is giving the buyer or seller, because he's doing them for both sides, giving them information and good tips on buying or selling a home. So say for the buyer sequence, he did 12 videos for buyers, and started it from getting pre-qualified to, finding what type of house that you want to get once you're pre-qualified based on what you can afford. The 6 biggest buyer mistakes that buyers make when buying a home. He'll go through each and one of those 6 steps, but he'll do 1 step per video. So let's say the first step was getting pre-qualified, right? So the 6 biggest buyer mistakes that buyers make when buying a home. Well, the first one is not getting pre-qualified. So he'll take, a minute talking about, here's the first one that's on here, not getting pre-qualified, and here's how you get pre-qualified. It's easy, blah, 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 goes through that step, and say, now, if you'd like to get the other 5 steps here, my report, just email below, and we'll send that report out to you. So he has a link back to his website filling out the report for the 6 biggest buyer mistakes. And he tells them that, just go ahead and click on there and you'll get it instantly. Then the next week he'll do step number 2. Again, he comes back on there and says that. Step number 3 and 4 and goes through it. But the point why I'm mentioning this is because now they're getting to know who this person is. They're getting to know based on the video. Now, you may get deleted because they don't want to work with you or not interested. But if you think about these people are hiding behind their computer and they're not leaving their phone numbers to you, and you can't really look them up on the directories anymore because a lot of times it's a cell phone and that's all they own, but they're good prospects, right? They're good people. And when they're filling out these reports, what we want to make sure is when they're getting these reports and they want to get that 6 biggest buyer mistake report or another report that we may have on buying, that they now complete their full information and do include a phone number. So every time they respond to that, it gives you another reason to reach out to them. Or you can even send a video email back to them if you wanted to, so that you can make it more personalized. Hey, Ken, I got your request. Hopefully you got that video, you got that report on the 6 biggest buyer mistakes. And, I'd love to talk to you about some of the other reports that we have. Right, or go right into the actual universal callback script. Are you looking to make a move in the next 3 to 6 months? Maybe you offer them like the Willie Bucks that we have, or $500 off closing costs certificate. and just email me back with your information, and I'll send it out to you in the mail. Those type of things. So the video, and you guys have seen it all the time, the video blogs and everything else. Start building that list of email addresses. You could do this very easily. You could put them in a constant contact. You could put them in top producer, and just send a video out, even if it's once a week. If the prospect's going to be a little bit longer, maybe you spread it out. So the software program that he's using to give you guys the information is called BombBomb, BOMB.com. And what BombBomb does, it'll allow you to set up evergreen videos. So you could do 10, 12, it doesn't matter how many you want to do. You can do that in a sequence, and it'll automatically launch those videos when you want them. So once a week or once every other week, and it'll go out to them automatically. Then if you wanted to do your own video, in other words, you set them up like I said, Constant Contact or Top Producer or Eye Contact, whatever, there's tons of them out there. You could start building your list. Go to 100, 200, 300. Think about all the emails you have. I was just talking to my inside salesperson yesterday. He's got 3,300 contacts assigned to him, and he could blast out right through Commissions Inc. that way too, but you could do it through Eye Contact or any one of these. He's got all these email addresses. I said, do a video quick to these guys and tell them you got this free report, you want to send it out to them, and let's try it out. So he's going to be doing it and blasting it out on Monday and sending it out to all the people that are in that list to see what we do. And if you get 10 back, 15 back, doesn't matter. You're bringing those people to the top, and now you have people that you want to talk to. And more than likely, those people are definitely good prospects and are interested in buying a home. So we're working on that stuff on our end, and once we have it, and hopefully by September, we'll have that information to be able to share with you at the conference. But we need to think of different ways to get in front of these people, and educating them is probably one of the best ways, and that's what Craig's always done, is being that direct response marketer to them. Give them what they want, right? What's in it for me? They want that. That's a value to them to be able to find out what their home is worth, find out what the home down the street's worth or sold for. 27 tips to get your home sold faster for top dollar. Give them these things, put them in an actual video, and drip on them. And once you have them in one of those databases, it's a click of a mouse and you send it. It's gone. And you'll be surprised at different people that will know who you are and want to do business with you because they're starting to get to know who you are, where most agents are not doing this. Actually, I don't think there's anyone in my market that's actually doing this. There is one lender that I know that is doing this. Every week he does a video. His target market, though, are all other real estate agents. And he just talks to them about, jumbo loans or interest rates or what's going on in kind of the news that week. You could do the same thing for buyer and seller prospects if you wanted to do that. You can combine the video to address both buyer and seller, or if you wanted to target it separately for buyers and sellers, you could do that as well. All right, so that's basically what I wanted to cover with you guys and go over. A question here from Ernest said, which video email are you using, BombBomb or Lifestyle Media? I actually use both. Lifestyle Media does have their own drip campaign. You could do it. I think it was Jim Casey that recorded a lot of these videos and educates them on, what's going on, and you could use that. It's a pretty simple way to use it. I think there's a certain monthly fee that you pay to Lifestyle Media. For those of you that want to learn more about that, you can go to lifestylemedia.ca and get information on that and actually see some sample videos of what they've done there. But BombBomb is about $20 a month. You could shoot the video right off your iPhone. It's that easy, real quick. You could do it off that. You could do it off your PC, or you could do it off a camcorder and upload it to that. But that works great because what I like to do is I like to have the pattern interrupt, where you're not shooting it from the same place every time. So sometimes I might be at my desk one time, I might be in my home office one time. I shot a video, and I do a video every week to my team where I'll go over highlights of the week. So I'll say, Susie had 3 sales this week. So and so had 4 closings. This one had that. This one had that. So and so had a birthday. Anything that's worth announcing, anywhere between a 3 to 5 minute video, I do every week on Fridays for my team, and I call it the Good News Email. And that has made a huge difference in my company. I mean, they really look forward towards that. They like the recognition. They like to know what's going on in the company, updates on what's going on with the building, those type of things. But when new agents come to my company, especially coming from others, when they see that, that's one of the things that really stick out to them. They really like that recognition, but they feel they already know me. You know, and I share the same things that I share with you guys. You know, my family is very important to me, and I share what's going on, what I did that weekend. You know, what I'm doing up in the near future, whatever the situation may be. I've even had my kids in a video where, you know, I'm downstairs and they didn't know I was taping, and hey, come on over here, you know, and they sit on my lap, and, you know, I'll say this is who I'm talking to, and, you know, have her read off the sheet with me or whatever. But my point is that people do business who they know, like, and trust, and the only way they're going to get to know you, they're not going to know it by a text. They're not going to know it by, you know, an email that you send out to them. The video is what's going to make a huge difference, and that's why these video blogs and all these different things that are out there with info marketers work well, because they're getting to know that person. They see who they are, and eventually the timing might not be now, but maybe in 3 months, 6 months, maybe even a year from now, when they're on that list and they're getting stuff from you, and you're educating on what's going on and how to buy a house and, you know, all these different things, they're going to buy from you when it's ready. And that's what happens. Craig says this all the time, 80% of these buyers and sellers are down the road leads. It's only 10% that are usually now buyers or sellers. So we want to be able to get those 80%, because that's a huge hole in a boat, and this is why I'm bringing up this number 3 here, implement a follow-up system, so that you're getting in front of these people that are not leaving you the information that you need. Let's stop wasting those leads that we're paying for, and utilize some type of a video follow-up system. And it doesn't have to be perfect, you know. Ernest, and I appreciate what you said to me before. I don't have a lot of people. I hear that a lot, and it's those same people are saying, well, I don't look good on camera, or I don't have a camera, I got to get, you know, a whole different setup. Do it right off your phone. The lighting's down. I need to get a lighting kit. You don't need any of that. Make it very simple. And I'll show you guys, and I'll share some examples with you of how I use video emails, and maybe on the next call for a reminder, I'll send you guys out a video email just so you can check it out. But they're really easy to do. And BombBomb, I highly recommend them. A lot of our Diamond members use them as well, and it's worked very well, and it's cheap. And $20 a month is very inexpensive. Or again, if you want some that are already done, check out lifestylemedia.com. All right, so I think that's pretty much all that we had for today that I wanted to share with you. And hopefully you guys are having a start to your summers. I think at this point, kids are pretty much getting out of school here in upstate New York, so we'll be starting our summer fun, and really looking forward towards doing some more stuff with you guys in July. Quick announcement, I am writing a book, believe it or not, and I'll share the title with you. The title is How to Avoid Getting Your Ass Kicked in the Real Estate Business. That's the title of the book, and I'm done writing it. It's actually to the final copyright editors and line editors. They're working on it now, and then we'll be doing our cover for it in the next 2 weeks. But probably by the first week of August, it will be out. And basically, what it is, it just talks about my my history in real estate. You know, from starting off in 1998 to some insurance business stuff, and you know that I did before, and then getting into real estate, and then how I went from a single agent to a small team to a large team to a brokerage. And you know, kind of my journey with Craig as well. So you guys will be able to have a copy available to you sometime, probably the second or third week of August. It should be in my hands. So so that's it. We will touch base with you guys in a couple weeks. And until then, be safe. Have a great 4th of July weekend. And if you have any questions, please shoot me an email at wmiranda@mrgteam.com. Thank you very much, and Andrea, as always, thank you very much as well.